Hi folks, so for the starter of today's remote learning activity, I would like you to tell me by writing your answers down in your books on some paper or on a Word document, what is it that you think all these people might have in common? So in the top left hand corner we've got the famous boxer Muhammad Ali. Then in the top right hand corner we've got a famous comedian, he's an American actor and comedian called Hasan Minhaj. Then in the bottom left-hand corner, we've got Mo Farah. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we've got Nadia from the Bake Off. So pause the video here and jot your ideas down for me, please. Okay, so today's title is Diversity Within Islam. And I'm hoping that by the end of the lesson, you'll not only be able to identify different types of Muslims, explain the differences between different types of Muslims, but also be able to compare the importance of different Islamic beliefs and practices. So what I would like you to do now, folks, is I would like you to open the Edpuzzle video link that I've shared in the assignment area for this lesson, and you'll find a video here with pauses for you to answer some questions. What I'd like you to do is answer the questions on your paper or on your Word document, but you'll need to type in a random word or letter into the answer box on the screen so that you can click next and move on to the next part of the video. So pause the video here and complete that task for me, please. Okay folks, so what you'll have learnt by now from watching the previous video is that Mo Farah is what we would call a very devout Muslim, which means he is very committed to his Muslim faith. And just to contrast against that, I would like you to read the worksheet which is attached to the assignment area, and it's an interview with an actor and a comedian called Hasan Minhaj. What I would like you to do is take a pen and highlight the sentences which tell you, firstly, where Hasan gets his strength from, and secondly, could you highlight 2 or 3 examples of Muslim practices which Hasan does? And then for superstars out there, can you highlight a religious practice which Hasan's friends do, which he chooses not to do? So pause the video there for me, folks, and complete that task. So folks, from reading that interview and thinking about the video that we watched of Mo Farah, it's clear that there are some differences in the practices and beliefs of different Muslims. So for example, some Muslims, like Mo Farah, follow several practices on a daily basis, such as, do you remember him saying that he tries to pray 5 times a day? And he doesn't eat pork either on a daily basis. I don't know if you remember him doing the Quorn, which is a veggie alternative to meat campaign, and was all over the telly recently as a means of promoting Quorn. And these things that he does on a regular basis count as an expression of his faith. Meanwhile, there are other Muslims, like Hasan Minhaj, who perhaps follow fewer practices and perhaps on a less regular basis. And some of the things that they might practice include the major festivals like Ramadan or Eid. So, I'm going to ask you to think about your answer to the following question, and if you could, please do write a sentence answer in your books or on some paper for me, please. Do you think the culture of the country which Muslims live in might impact their practice? So, if we think that some Muslims might come from Africa, and the fact that some Muslims might come from America, and the fact that some Muslims might come from all over the UK, do we think that might have any impact on the way that they practice their faith? Write your opinion in your book down for me, please, so you can pause the video here and complete that task for me. So I want you to imagine that we're living in normal times, no COVID, how exciting, and you are an interviewer, and you've got both Mo Farah and Hasan Minhaj on a sofa with you having a chat about their Muslim faith. And you ask them the following 2 questions. What do you share in common as Muslims? And what makes you different from one another as Muslims? On the mural board, which the link to is below, can you write down how you think they might answer these questions? So when you reach the mural page, all you have to do is double click on the main screen and this will come up with a little post-it note from which you can write. So pause the video there and complete that task for me, folks. Okay, folks, so for the final activity, I'd like you to reflect on this question. Whose beliefs are more important to them? Do you think that Mo's Muslim beliefs are equally as important to him as are Hassan's Muslim beliefs? Why do you think this, or why not? Draw a speech bubble and write down your answer in a sentence for me, please. Now, if you could please take a photograph of your completed work and send this to the assignment area, ideally by the end of the lesson, or by the end of the day if you're having any technical issues with your laptop or your phone, that's absolutely fine. Thank you, folks. Well done.